Good morning. This is actually the first vlog that I'm filming in Ramadan. I had pre-filmed a few videos for to post while I would be trying to figure out my life. Today is Sunday. I just woke up to a big mess. I'm wearing workout clothes and I'm just trying to, finish a lot of loose ends. So obviously my living room is messy as always. I have put my little what is this called, yoga mat and the bar, so I'm going to try and have a workout. Before that I'm going to go on Amazon to order an elastic, because I'm wearing these leggings, and the first time that I wore them, they're from Lululemon. They typically have an elastic like this one. So let me show you the elastic that you typically have. Every one of these leggings, the ones that I buy, because there are ones that don't have it, and I prefer the ones that have this elastic, would have an elastic like this inside so that you can tighten the pants. The first time that I wore the black ones that I'm wearing right now, I did a weird knot and I ended up not being able to take it off, so I had to cut it because I was with friends and we needed to get out. So I haven't been able to wear these leggings outside because I have a tiny waist compared to my hips, and that's why I can't wear such pants, because I have like lots of space. So I need to get the elastic so I can wear it out another time. This is my recycling. This is all the mess. Yesterday I managed to find another box. This is an organic fruits and veggies box. It was full. They don't make a small one, so I ended up getting the large veg box, and that was a bad call. I think next time I'm gonna get a mixed fruit and veggie. It's just that I don't eat fruits a lot, but I managed to try and get everything out somehow. These are the only things that are left in the box. I only got it yesterday. Trying to really organize my fridge really well. So probably I have noticed that I don't eat carrots, so what I'm gonna do with it is I'm probably gonna cut them into long sticks and store them so that I can have them as a late night snack or something. I don't even know what this red thing is. I think it's some kind of black potato or something. And my fridge, I organized my fridge a little bit yesterday, and it's stuffed with things. It shouldn't look like this all the time. It's because I am trying to finish a lot of the things that I had bought that I didn't like. I had quite a bit of old food, like I have some old veggies in here, so that's what I'm trying to work on. I also got a lot of these things which I don't even know how to use, but fine, because when you get a box you don't choose. Yesterday I made bagrer. These are pancakes, so I made that. I also made harira, which is up there, and this morning, or no, not this morning, I'm gonna sleep a bit more. This afternoon I'm gonna make raghaif, which is some kind of pancakes. This is all the mess from me cooking yesterday. I was trying to do some Moroccan specialties, so today I'm going to cook raghaif, which is some kind of fried pancakes. I'm going to fill them with onions, and I'm also going to do little triangles like samosas that we call briwat, and I'm going to do them with mincemeat. But that is essentially what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to clean up, and I need to organize my pantry at some point. I managed to get semolina. So I got a coarse semolina because I like to use that for something called harsha, which is a kind of like a coarse cornbread. I'm gonna make that later also maybe. And then I got fine semolina, which is what I have used to make my bagrer. Let me. I just put it here. It's been a struggle getting all of these things, because I had to order from different places off of Amazon. Then I had to wait for my little box from Planet Organic. I like this box much better, to be honest, so I'm going to continue buying from them. Then I had to go to Bread Ahead. It's a bakery, school and bakery, where I get the sourdough. But I went there to get actually yeast, because I needed fresh yeast. Because a lot of this stuff that we cook in Morocco, we need fresh yeast. So I'm happy about that. For now, I'm still very tired. I'm obviously dehydrated. I'm going to try and do a very quick bar workout, because if I don't do it, I will end up skipping for the whole week. So I'd rather do it while it's Sunday and it sets a nice mood and I don't really have work. And then I'm going to clean up all of this, try to prepare some of the food. I haven't had Moroccan food since the start of Ramadan, so I just decided that this week I'm going to have it, and that's why I'm trying to meal prep all my little raghaif, barer, etc. So yeah, I always have this little bit here. The thing is that so my hair was short, right? And now it's gotten longer, so I just randomly put it up when I sleep. I pineapple it. I don't cover it, I just pineapple it. And because it's still short, I always have these little bits coming down. And I noticed in a lot of my vlogs, that's all what you can see. But fine, let me get started on that workout before I get too lazy and go back to sleep.
So this is an example of why I don't like pants. These are pants from Gant that I had in quarantine, as in I wasn't sure whether I wanted to keep them or not. I hadn't really worn them and they're brand new, but part of my issue with pants is that because I am hippie in here and I have a smaller waist, I cannot really make them look good even with a belt. And so something like this will always have a gap. I always have my shirt coming off. That's why I try to get things that are a little bit at this level, not at this level. And so you can already see that it is quite a struggle. So for these pants, I have only worn them once, which means that I'm not keeping them. I'm going to donate them. But that kind of explains why my pants collection is very, very, very limited. And at this moment, it's really just these jeans. I have my little dorky linen cotton pants, and these are a bit of the cord ones. But yeah, it's mostly jeans. I don't really wear pants, especially in a professional setting. It would probably be just skirts.
Morning. I got up about half an hour ago and still have my morning voice. And I just today is a Thursday and we have a holiday in the UK, so I'm not working, and then I have the weekend, and I also decided to take an extra day on Monday because once again I decided to reset. It's just it seems that with the current situation I just need these reset days a little bit more. Typically I used to do them every couple months or so, but I'm not complaining. My battery is flashing. So I got dressed. This is essentially my uniform. I just always wear my one surviving white t-shirt, jeans, and that's it. So I was just organizing this a little bit. I'm really trying to make sure that I have no clutter whatsoever. I'm going to let my battery charge and I'll film later on. I'm back. I went to my storage and I'm wearing actually the exact same outfit as last month, which is hilarious. I just have consistent style, so I always end up wearing the same things. So let me put you guys here. Yeah, and let's see what I got. So I did look at what I had in there, and it's not as bad as I initially thought. So I have now a second empty box, and I also realized that the suitcases, etc., were not really filled with dense stuff. So I think if I do a few more trips like that, it should be fine, but I don't really try to go that often. So the first thing I got are these hiking shoes that I bought when I was in Brussels, and that's just because I have space actually in my closet to put additional shoes, so why not? So I'm just going to plop these in here so I have them. These are shoes that I think I'm going to donate because they're much bigger than my size. I'm going to try them now, but I think they're bigger. We'll see. Let me try. Then I have these. I'm going to take a few of the black hangers from my closet and then replace them with these, just so that all of the hangers that I have outside are black. This is something from Etro. that I bought that I could never pull off, but I think I'm gonna, now with my new style, I think it's just it's right. So I'm going to be wearing this quite a lot. I will actually leave it outside. And then I have a dress from Susanna. I got this in her sample sale. It's really pretty. Today is a very sunny day, so that was really nice. And then I have these skirts that I had bought from ASOS. They really are they feel cheap and they look it, I think. So I'm going to try both of them, but if I really can't pull it off, I'm just going to donate them, because it's just, I really don't like the fabric of them. They were very inexpensive and I bought them I think a couple of years ago, but yeah, let me try these later on. And then I have some old Clark shoes that I also had, and I'm going to try them, see if I can walk in them. Obviously I haven't worn any heels since I had my surgery, so it will be interesting. If I don't keep them, I'm going to just give them away. I'm just going to put them in one of the boxes. But I thought if I can bring the shoes that I have, that's at least one thing that I don't have to worry about putting in my closet, because I do have space. And the last thing was actually this pouch that had a lot of my lipstick extras, because last time that I did such a reset day, I kind of put all of my makeup in one area, and it is really working out for me. Like, this is essentially everything. I rejigged a few things, but all my makeup now fits here. So I just thought, okay, so now I really need to make sure that I don't have anything else makeup related left in my storage. And I know that I had a lot of these lipsticks, so I'm just going to try to fit them here. I have also an acrylic storage thing for my lippies that had a couple spots, so yeah, I will just arrange all of that. But I'm very, very happy with how this no buy and how this thing is coming along. I've been making quite some good use of my stuff. This is currently my current daily makeup, so I have started using this Hello Flawless Oxygen Wall Foundation from Benefit. I bought this in Brussels towards the end, actually, I think quite some time ago. So this is at least 2 years old, but I had never used it. It was not open, and it is an airless pump, so I'm not worried about it being expired. And I just thought, you know what, I'm going to just use it and then finish it, so that I don't have to worry about having multiple foundations. Once I finish this one, I'll probably move to the L'Oreal True Match, because then it would be summer, and then I'll go back later on to the Fenty Beauty. But yeah, this is the kind of things that just emerged as I was reorganizing my makeup. This is still my eyebrow pomade, and I have finished my Laura Mercier. You'll see that obviously in my May empties, but this is a tiny Fenty Beauty that I'm using right now as a brightening under eye powder, and when I finish it, I'm just going to refill it with a bit of the honey. But I really like it. It looks good. This is like the first time that actually I have all the space that is permanently clean, because I always used to have one thing in here, but I think now the setup is really coming together and it's getting compact. I'm going to try to fit as many of these lipsticks in these drawers, etc., but I'm not too fussed about it because I'm making quite a good progress. This is essentially what I brought from my storage. This is the state of my rail, and while I was stressing about not having enough space, you know, at the end of it, and when I thought about it, because these are my most worn things, any given time I do have a few things that are in the wash, so I shouldn't really stress that much about that stuff. I need to steam these ones. I start to have the little yellow in here again, but fine. As I had said in one of my videos, oh my god, my hair is stuck in here. Oh, so gross. I'll remove it later. But yeah, as I said in one of my videos, I just try to wear these as much as possible, and then when it's no longer, the thing is no longer fixable, then I just get rid of them. I just have accepted this fact. But yeah, I tried these. They're not bad, but they're really not my style. I'm not very happy about them, so I will give them away. I only worn them twice anyway, and only once outside. So let me go back to my trusty Birkenstocks. this is the mess from yesterday because I didn't have a chance to organize anything. And this is like my grocery list. I try to keep a rolling grocery list. The other day I had arranged a couple of things in my bathroom, and so I ended up freeing up one of those clear containers, so now I have 2 of these. This is something because I still didn't get my ergonomic chair delivered. I still suffer a lot with my neck and my lower back, so I try things like deep heat, but every now and then I will just use this China ball on my neck. And because it's Ramadan, I pulled out my Ward Ta'ifi. It's the Ta'if Rose. It's a perfume from Abd Samad al-Qurashi, which is the same brand that makes the oud and all the incense that I usually burn. I had never used this because I had another one from Abd Samad al-Qurashi, but I just thought this time I will use this one. And later on in the day I want to paint my nails, so I just have these little bits here, so I'm going to do that later on. And I have just started a new notebook because yesterday I had scheduled a feedback with one of my team members who also is my mentee, so he's very comfortable giving me feedback, and it went on for like an hour. And while I noted it down in my everyday book, the feedback was so good, and it actually came at such an important time where I felt that I was falling apart, that I just said, you know what, I'm going to start a new notebook, and I will put a lot more thought into what this means in my next steps, which is why I'm having this reset day. So unlike the other reset days where I would be doing a lot of cleaning and things, this is really about organizing my thoughts and my life, and a big focus is actually on my work life. So I will actually open my computer and all that, even if it's a day off, but I don't consider it as work. I really consider it as an investment in my sanity for the next few weeks, because I have noticed that I was all over the place. I was extremely tired, and I'm not very happy with the outcome of a few things. So yeah, I'm gonna use that feedback. I'm gonna go very slowly about it and set up a few things. Like, one of the things that I had in the feedback was that some of the calls were a bit painful because people would be talking over each other. So I need to find a system where we manage to have the same cues as if you were in the same room, because that's something that doesn't typically happen when we're in the same room. So things like that. Or he said that one of the things that I usually always did well was have our whiteboard sessions where I would put what is on our plate, or I would do the brainstorming, etc., and that it was a bit difficult to recreate that because we're all remote. So I might need to find a way to recreate our whiteboard, because that's something that typically my team members appreciate. They appreciate me breaking down the thinking, but they said it was very hard to recreate. So I need to think, is there a virtual whiteboard? Should I actually put something here and then start drawing? Should I just make it on a slide? You know, these little things that technically are not a specific deliverable for work, but where I need a little bit of time to sit down, to think, to look up a few things online, see what other people are doing, and then come up with my little plan. I will also go through my schedule for the next few weeks, and I will block in time to do things well, because my inbox has not been under 100 unread emails. That's unread. So that means that there are also more that I have read and haven't addressed. And I just think that now I want to take the time to put in little blocks of time and organize my schedule and actually stick to it, because that's also important. Now I'm going to make a batch of soup, because I will probably be eating that all of next week, and usually if I have a few days off, it's always nice to make a batch of soup. Last time I made harira, which is the red tomato soup that we traditionally have for Ramadan. Now I'm going to make a chicken and green pepper soup. So it's gonna take me about an hour because I like to prep things, etc. Also, I'm gonna make a large quantity. So I'll put on some music and I'll do that. I'm now wearing the Clark shoes. They fit, maybe they're a little bit tight. I don't know whether my tolerance for shoes has just changed or whether my feet are swollen because I had been walking or whatever. They're okay. The good news is that the small heel doesn't hurt my feet, so my surgery is probably 100% healed. What I don't like is this sound. I hate when some of my shoes make that sound, and so just on that alone, I don't want to use that. I don't want to keep these. Now let's also keep in mind that I have nowhere to go, obviously, but it's good to do this culling little by little. It has been pretty, oh my god, I'm zoomed in. I am at the stage where it's a pretty, everything that I do is quite chill, so I'm not really trying to achieve a lot of things. So I don't really start my day with having a plan of I need to do this and this and this and that. I just take it as it goes. I'm very gentle with myself, and whenever I manage to do something or organize a little thing, I'm just happy about it, and that's how it goes. So today I'm happy that I managed to go to my storage. I'm happy that I have a better idea of what I still have to organize and everything. But yeah, if this thing takes 3 days to put away, it will take 3 days to put away. I'm very, very, very kind to myself right now. My soup is almost ready. What I did is I added some zucchini or courgettes because I had bought these, and I noticed that a lot of the veggies would just go bad because I wouldn't eat them. So since courgettes don't really have much of a taste, I just added them to this because they wouldn't change much to the soup. And this is a selection of the things that I am giving away. These because they're Krieg. These because I don't like the shape of them, and there is a lot of gaping around here because it's a wide fit. And these ones because they have just become very uncomfortable for some reason after my surgery. I was also trying these shoes that I had from Kala. Kala is a brand of comfort shoes for feet that have bunions. They're quite comfortable. I'm not really one to wear heels. I hate how they feel on the wood floor, but on the carpet they're actually quite amazing. I was never one to wear heels, so I wouldn't be able to tell you whether it's comfy or not, but at least they're not painful, right? So I'm going to keep them for now. I'm very happy that I don't have any problems with my left foot, because I was worried that after my surgery I would have sharp pain, but it seems to have healed pretty well. So yeah, I'm gonna keep these for now. I need to redo my nails. I also unearthed my Birkenstocks, my second Birkenstocks, because I also have these ones, because these are getting icky. So I'm going to try Google how to clean them, because I've been wearing them non-stop. And for now I'm gonna start wearing these, because when I'm at home I try to not wear slippers all day. So during the day I wear Birkenstocks, and then at night I wear my slippers. Morning. I have the Niod Mastic Must on my face. Haven't used that in weeks, and because it's over halfway gone, I just wanted to use it today because it is a Saturday, so it's just a weekend vibe. I still have quite a few things from yesterday that I still didn't pack away. Yesterday I used this Katie tape. I had it in my box for workout clothing because when I was in Morocco and I used to run, I needed this to support my knees, and so I just found this and I used it again, and it really helps because the movement from walking really hurts my knees. It's easier for me to even run than actually walk. Then I also got these because I do bar. I try to do bar 3 times a week, and you know what, guys, a lot of people actually have been asking me about my weight loss. This is my morning voice. I always talk about that in all my vlogs, but a lot of you have been asking me about my weight loss, and I just didn't want to make a separate video about that because sometimes it can be annoying to a lot of people, what is the message behind it. But getting the disclaimer out of the way that this is what works for me, etc, etc. What I have been doing is very simple. So I'm just gonna sit here. I still have everything from yesterday. I need to clean all of that, but fine. So what worked for me was not really doing a diet or anything like that, but instead changing the way I did things. So for instance, instead of now it's obviously a slightly different time, but like normal times, I will try to eat every 2 hours. So I would wake up, eat, and then make sure that every 2 hours I have something in my system. The reason for that is really just about me. Is that I have a very fast metabolism, and I tend to have like a lower blood sugar. And so instead of having these big meals where I was feeling hungry, I was feeling low, I just try to eat everything as much as possible. I have accepted the fact that I can have much smaller portions and eat them as frequently as possible. So it is a very intuitive way of eating. But it also means that at times, if I don't feel like eating something very sizable, I don't feel like I have to compensate in the rest. So I don't really restrict anything. I eat everything that I want. But one thing I have noticed is that I for a long time I tended to overestimate my ability to eat. That's the first thing, as in I would like fill my plate. And the second thing is I noticed I have something that has been ingrained in me, that I always finish what I have. If I have anything on my plate, in my cup, whatever, I finish it. Like this is from yesterday night. Yeah, it's stuck. But it was very difficult for me to not finish this thing, and it's something that I have started trying to do. Is that first, let me get the quantities right, because when I'm hungry and very hungry, I tend to overfill my plate. So by not waiting until I am, famished, I know that whatever I put on my plate is going to be closer to reality. The second thing is also working on being okay with not finishing my plate, because my sister never finishes her plate. Like my sister is the other extreme. So whatever is on my plate, I will finish. My sister never finishes more than half her plate, and I think that we should have been mixed and come up with a more balanced way. So that's what I have been doing for the past weeks. I have been working on that. I think it's been working quite well, and then obviously it got a bit disturbed with all what's been going on, but I think it's going well. This plant looks like it's another leaf of my hair. So that's for the food. The content of the food, like the composition, that didn't change much. I'd say typically I eat a lot healthier when I am outside, because I have a few go-to restaurants. They do the stuff, and I eat always the same thing. I don't mind being bored, and I always eat the same. So you would have like a base of quinoa and something like that, and then some seeds, and then a couple other toppings and something like that. That's from a place called Toast. And then there is another place called Simple Health Kitchen, where I would just have broccoli and things like that. So because I have my go-to things, I don't have to overthink it. The issue I found having to cook every single meal at home is that I also get bored, and that sometimes I will also get a bit lazy because of all the washing up and stuff that I have to do. So that's something that I've been trying to improve. But in terms of composition, I wouldn't say that I have been eating healthier because I'm home. I might have been eating a bit worse, but that's fine. For working out, I signed up to Barcore. So you don't need to sign up, obviously, but what Bar is something that was, I think, done in the 70s or something. It is inspired by ballet classes. It really works on your core. You don't need a bar. You could actually, you could use a chair. You could even do it with no props, nothing. And if you go on YouTube, you will find lots of videos about bar. You can have a floor bar. You can have something about arm and arm focus. You can have something about core focus, about thigh focus and seats, etc. For me, I initially looked at bar after my surgery, my foot surgery, and I saw there was a bar exercise for somebody with a broken foot. And my biggest reason for wanting to do something like bar was that I know that they do a lot of things on their feet and things like that. They stretch a lot, they do a lot of small movements. So the difference with bar and another workout is that instead of doing big movements or big weights, etc., it's very tiny reps. And I personally don't use weights, and I still see better and faster results. So I'm not a sweaty mess at the end. I'm not like jumping up and down or all of that kind of thing, and I still see a lot of great results. So I felt it was a bit more engaging than yoga. I tend to get bored in yoga or get extremely frustrated because of all the things that I cannot do because I'm extremely not flexible. So I started by looking one video on YouTube, and then that video was obviously by Barcore, who I signed up for. And so because I had liked that video and did it a couple of times, I decided to do their 2-week trial. So if you go online, besides the couple free videos that they have on their YouTube channel, if you go on their website, you can actually get a 2-week trial where you have unlimited classes that are pre-recorded, and you can try them at your leisure. I personally do the bar restore, which is a 25-minute stretch. I absolutely love it. Even if it's a stretch, it still feels like you're working your muscles, and that's the thing that I like, because I like how the exercises help elongate my muscles. One of my issues is that, especially for my thighs, is that I have a lot of volume in there, and I don't want to get thunder thighs, because that's something that is very, very easy for me given my genetics. So when I have exercises that help elongate the thighs, I kind of like that, because I already have the muscle base. I just want the shape of the split thigh that I absolutely love. I did that for 2 weeks just to decide, and to be completely honest, my intention was to cancel after 2 weeks, and then I realized that I really liked it, so I decided to pay the £25 per month. It's £25 per month for the unlimited for the subscription. It works for me because I make use of it, and that's still a much better deal than my Fitness First subscription, which was probably 4 times that, and I don't use it. The composition of classes that I do, it depends on how I feel. So I try to go for 3 or 4 classes per week. 1 or 2 of these classes will most likely be the bar restore for 25 minutes, most likely at the end of the day, usually on a Monday and probably a Thursday or a Friday, when I've had a very long day and I just need to do to stay much longer in certain positions, and just get rid of all the knots, etc. You can always pause a video and stay in a pose much longer. That's also something nice. You can repeat it as many times as you want. That's also great. The other 2 workouts I would do during the week will be a bar signature class, which is anywhere between 45 minutes and 55, I guess. And it is a full class where essentially you work through very small repetitions on all bits of your body. And it would be something like, you do this, but very, very small. Like, look, very, very, very small. This is already too much movement. You can just do it like... It looks like nothing when you do that. You do it for a few seconds and you feel the burn and you feel the shake, and that's why I'm so happy that it works, because I just feel like it's not that wah, wah, wah kind of gym going. It really works for me, or works for my lifestyle. I have that satisfaction to feel that I have worked out, and I feel that my body has changed. I've been doing this for about 4 or so weeks now, and I'm very, very, very happy about it. So that's actually what I have changed so much, that I feel a change in my body. So there you go, for everybody who was talking about the weight loss. It isn't really much of a weight loss for me as it is a body transformation. So I'm pretty sure I weigh a lot more, and I don't own a scale. I don't bother with that. but I definitely see that I have a lot more definition in muscles. The arms are a bit of a cheat because I've always, like, my upper body has always looked like this, but like my thighs, that's how I can assess whether something is working, and for me that really works. So that was my very sleepy account of my weights things that people have talked about. Something that I have been doing is I have started taking, because I told you guys yesterday that I started the feedback book. By the way, this is from Moleskine, and it cost me £18. That is very expensive, but I don't like it because so the paper that I always do is always this dotted paper. That's the only let's say pattern I like. I don't like plain paper, I don't like lined paper. I always go for a dot grid. And I bought this from Moleskine because Moleskine has a great brand name. But then as I wrote things in my ink, it bled through the whole paper, and this paper actually feels flimsy. So I had to revert to using this. I don't mind the Uniball, but still. But anyway, I'm still going to use it, but I now have to use it with the Uniball, which is a bummer. What I was saying is that I actually, based on the feedback that I received from that person in my team, I decided to really step up my virtual management game. So I'm now taking a class from Vlerik School. So when I lived in Brussels, when I worked in consulting, a lot of the students actually studied in Vlerik. A lot of the consultants went either to Solvay or to Vlerik. So Vlerik is one of those business schools, and they have an online course for virtual teams, and it is actually good. I started taking it yesterday. I was extremely tired. I'm still tired, to be honest. I'm still not awake, not fully awake, as you can tell from my voice. But I have started taking it. I'm going to finish it today. I don't think it takes more than an hour or two. But I enjoyed some of the tips in there. And so I'm going to I'm taking notes. And I'm going to use that for my teams as of Tuesday, because Monday I'm off. Another thing that my colleague mentioned was that he missed my whiteboard, as I said yesterday, and I managed to find a software that does virtual whiteboards. So again, sometime this afternoon I will take an hour or so to figure out how that software works, and if possible I will generate a virtual whiteboard, and it will be a great surprise for them on Tuesday. And something happened is that my friend, oh my god, talking about my friend, I need to show you guys this because it's just the achievement of my life. So I sent them the recipe for bstela, and he and his mom made it yesterday. This is my proudest achievement, because everywhere I go, I just make people eventually, like within 2 or 3 months of me joining any place, people start going to Morocco. So that happened in Belgium, everybody started going to Morocco. Same thing here in the UK, everybody's now trying to go to Morocco. But because, you know how I said every 3 months or so I like to host a Moroccan dinner at my place, was it the September dinner? Yeah, in the September last year Moroccan dinner, one of the things I made a tagine with meat, and I think meat and prunes. God, I can't remember. Yeah, meat and prunes. Yeah, and I also did the bstela, small bstelas. I did a brewat. Brewat is this thing that is the ones that I will show you are not really how it should look, because I made them in a hurry just for myself. But this is brewat. It's like samosas. And so I had served the brewat, and I had served the bstela, and a few other things, as a look and all kind of. And I remember that colleague. He was obsessed with bstela. Like, he was talking about it for days and days and days. And then I hosted another dinner and I didn't do pastella, and I think he was slightly disappointed. And so a couple of weeks ago, he was again talking about pastella all the time. And so I sent him a recipe in English, and I said, you know what, now you have the time to try it. And I showed him where to get the phyllo paste, etc. And he tried it, and I'm so proud. The entire family has now, like, an entire British, you know, very, 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 as English as it gets, family gets actually to eat pastella, and it's not the easiest thing to make. And my little Moroccan heart is proud. I actually also wrote them another recipe for the tagine that I served. The tagine was probably in my January or Feb. Was it January? When did I have the other dinner? I think it was it December? It might have been December. I don't know. So the tagine was it December? When did I do the other? I don't know. So what I do typically is I have this little booklet that I had bought a long time ago from Flying Tiger, and what I have in it, oh my god, what I have in it is actually, I typically write my recipes. So I have like this poultry tagine from Morocco, I have the how to present it, and then I have usually the ingredients in here, and then some notes about how to do the marinade and where to find. For example, this one requires cured lemon, حامض مرقد or حامض مصير, and so I tell them where to find the cured lemon, what brand to get, saffron, etc. And so usually what I do is, once I write these Moroccan recipes, because obviously not to be rude, but I only trust my recipes, I have like my own cooking standards, and then I just cut them so you can see all the ones that I've already given before. And I typically give these to my friends. So whenever somebody really liked something that I have cooked, I take the time to sit down and write down the recipe, and it always goes down well. Like, because people don't take the time to make something handwritten or to make that effort, people are always extremely happy when they get some of these. So I think I took one of these poultry tagine recipes and I sent it in the post. Like, I have, guys, I'm very, very old school. Like, I have an entire drawer, because I'm a nerd, an entire drawer of stationery stuff. So, because I love actually writing letters and things like that. There was even a time in Morocco where I considered actually writing letters when I had my my YouTube channel there, and I told people, if you want I could actually send you letters, but then obviously people were very rude about it. I'm glad this is over. But I have like all kinds of cards, thank you cards, send out, etc. And so whenever I write something like this, I would probably just take one. This one has a coronet, right? So I'll just take a note like this. I write a small note explaining what the recipe is, and then I will put that recipe inside. I will mail it. I have a whole bit of stamps. So I have things for the UK, things for worldwide if I send it outside. I have things for Europe. So I have all kinds of stamps, and it's all ready to go. And I think it's a very nice touch to do something like that in an age where people just text all the time. So yeah, that is my nerdy stationery drawer. Alright, okay, so this vlog is extremely long. Sorry about that. I'm going to actually enjoy the rest of my weekend, clean up a little bit, do my courses, because I really I want to be the best virtual team manager. I want my team to feel energized at the end of a work day, not drained, especially that we have a lot of important work to do. Yeah, so I need to clean all of the stuff from yesterday. I have developed this bad habit of leaving things overnight because I usually sleep late. So I need to get better at that so that I don't have a lot of cleanup in the morning. Bye bye. See you.